I'm with Lloyd McKenzie. You're the co-chair of FHIR Infrastructure Management Group.
I am one of the co-chairs.
And 21 years at HL7, now a facilitator at large.
I am. They invented a role for me
Yeah, so you've been there
since January last year.
All right, cool. So why are events like this important for the FHIR community and driving standards?
I mean, Graham has always said from the beginning that FHIR is half a technology and half of a community. You cannot put absolutely everything into a written specification.
Yeah.
There are always edge cases. The real world always intervenes, and the only way you figure anything out is by people talking to each other and making decisions and building that community to help people understand what to do and understand best practices and understand that, hey, they're doing the same thing that I am, or they already tried that and it didn't work and here's why. Community is where that happens.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can have a community online, and we do. We have a really powerful online community, but nothing like an in-person event sort of builds that comfort level and also gives you that opportunity for those sort of side conversations where you walking down the hallway and you hear somebody talking about and your head sort of swivels and you go, that's relevant to me. And then you end up in a 45-minute conversation and you walk out having completely paid for whatever it was that you had to spend to be here because that 45 minutes delivers that tremendous value.
And what do you hope? What did you discover at this year's FHIR camp? But I'll say, what do you hope to discover? Because we're sitting here just talking before it started.
I did not come in with any expectations beyond the fact that it would be awesome, because I know Nikolai and I know the people here, and I don't know exactly where the conversations will go, but I do know that I will walk away knowing people that I didn't know before and feeling more excited and energized, because that happens at all of these events.
And are we seeing convergence on the FHIR, the tool set that goes along with standards?
No, and I think that's okay. I think we're seeing continuous improvement and evolution and new ideas, but there are one of the challenges that we had in past standards is that there was only one tool set.
Yep.
And it became fragile and brittle and wasn't well maintained. And in the FHIR ecosystem, we have a bunch of different tools and new ones coming on stream, and they build off of each other, and people who are writing them talk to each other, and so there's alignment where there needs to be. But there's also new ideas and new ways of doing things, and I think that that's really powerful. And it's also a place that people keep jumping into and saying, I've got an idea how to make this better and faster, or let people develop things in new ways. And so I don't think there has to be sort of convergence on the tools. I think that what really matters is that there's convergence on the representations that we exchange, and I think we've got that.
Right. So would you say that the tool set's kind of a reflection on, the diversity that exists in the use cases?
It's a reflection on the diversity in the use cases. It's a reflection of the breadth of the community. The fact that there are a variety of tools means that we have a healthy community where people who want to jump in and do cool stuff feel that they can, and it's easy enough to do that. And there's also a big enough community that there is value in building alternatives, because there's enough people that you don't have to have 100% market share to have a decent market.
And the mandatory AI question, what is the role for AI in digital health in the near future, do you think? Is there a role?
This is not a Lloyd question, this is a Josh Mandel question. I'm not really sure where AI is going to fit, because AI keeps turning itself upside down and inside out almost every year. So I think that there's still a space for standards. I still think there's a space for the standards process, because a lot of the standards process is really about getting agreement between humans of, yes, I'm willing to change what I do for betterment in the end of patient care and provider experience. And when we get to the point where AI is forcing humans to agree with each other, then we've really got a problem. So yeah, I think AI certainly has lots of potential to make things easier and to perhaps reduce some of the barriers to entry, but I don't think it's going to make this whole space go away.
Yeah. One last question. What developments are you excited about in 2025?
I mean, one of the projects I'm involved with is the Da Vinci Accelerator, and so 2025 is going to be a place where the rubber's going to hit the road and where we're going to see lots and lots of implementation. And it'll be exciting to watch that because it has the potential to make a real difference in patient care in terms of providers being able to make much better decisions about what's covered, what's not covered, getting all the paperwork lined up at the beginning as opposed to days or weeks later. Looking forward to see what happens in the U.S. with the new administration in terms of the direction going to stay the same or are things going to shift. And we will be getting much closer to getting FHIR R6 out the door. And that's going to be interesting as well.
Yeah. Lloyd McKenzie, thank you very much.
You're most welcome.